All right, we're recording. I'm not sure for how much longer. Man, this lens is really dirty. Anyway, so I got a problem in the coop today. We got two roosters, and the older rooster, who's a little bit more yellowish, but he ain't yellow. He wants to be in there to kick that young rooster's butt. So I built this thing, which is going to look really stupid when I use it. It's high pressure tubing for a mini split air conditioning system with ironically bird netting and zip ties. So zip tied around the flare right there, and yeah. So now I need to chase him around, which is going to look stupid. And I know this thing's going to bend when I throw it at him. Yeah, if I get him. Yeah, so this is how this is going to go. God, I hope I got enough battery to record this. Yep. And now he's all fired up, so. Now I gotta block this path right here. Maybe if I can block him in, he'll fly up on that or something, I don't know. Make this a little bit higher so he thinks he can't go over it or around it. You don't belong in here. Oh man, I missed him. Alright, well, he's out. Mission accomplished. I'm going to call that good, and he can live in the pasture for right now. I'm going to call that good. Hopefully I got this on video. Okay, so now I can let these girls out. Let me see if it works on ducks. Oh, I got one. I got one. Oh, it worked. Listen to it. Oh. There you go. So traumatic. Alright, I guess this can live out here for the next time we need to put on that show for the neighbors. And they got plenty of food. I know, that's totally necessary to do that. Alright, walk tall, young man, because I think the old guy might come back. Oh yeah, if this thing's still running, look at my garden. Man. Cabbage up front here, cauliflower, broccoli, dino kale, got some Russian kale up front here, red Russian, some curly kale in the back, which I'm making a casserole in the Instant Pot out of right now. Planted potatoes in here, way too late. These little things coming up here, that's garlic. I forget what those are. Bush beans. These up front here are stringless purple beans. I don't know if these, I got everything in too late. This is squash, winter squash. And I think in back here is acorn squash. It doesn't look like it's doing so good. And then right under the tripod there, up to right in the front here, right next to this red Russian kale, is sweet peas. So pretty happy with how this garden turned out so far. Just by the way, got radishes and stuff over here, more squash. Just for the heck of it, I put some arugula in. I got more dino that dino kale, lacinato kale, however you want to say that I grew from seed. All this is stuff I grew from seed over here. And got some beets. Got one of these in here, I think it's this one, is a rapidly growing some sort of bok choy leaf lettuce like thing, and then there's dill. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff over here. It's still going from the summer, man. We got this Thai basil that has bolted months ago. Elephant ear, mint taken over. I think it's lantana. Yeah. And wandering Jews that ducks, by the way, love to eat wandering Jews. There was another plant under there and they ate it all. Jalapenos, which are still going. Still got some green jalapenos, greenish, blackish. Yeah, that's not looking so good. I just kind of let them go and see if they volunteer next year. And we got weeds. And we got the sunflowers that volunteered. And here's the pecan trees. That when we moved in here, these things were just touching the ground. They hadn't been maintained. Oh yeah. And then there's this big pile of stuff that I ripped up back here. There's a building that the tax office thinks is worth a whole lot of money, so now it's no more. So when they look on Project Keyhole, which is a spy satellite system now known as Google Maps or Google Earth, they're going to see this big pile of rubble in a big empty spot, which is going to get filled in here with fence, and a fence up to this thing that we're calling a barn, which amazingly has withstood, I don't know how long. It's been here since, tax office says since the 60s, but I don't think so. I know when I toured this building, they said it was there since the 70s, and I pulled the large flake OSB board out of the floor, out of the wall. They had stapled it, and I don't think that method of construction was around in the 70s. Now, the carpet that was in there was probably from the 70s, maybe even the 60s. But, yeah, and there's a big pile of what was used to be the building. What was used to be. Man, how long have I been out here? You lose track of time after a while. As you can see, all horses. Let me go. I don't think we've really showed all horses. So this is Bonnie. Bonnie is a pony. And anyone who knows anything about ponies knows that she's the smartest one out here. But she's not going to roll over and sit and do a trick. Now she's going to come up and see what I got. Man, look at that teary gunk on your eye, man. And you're not going to let me wipe it off either. You're not going to let me wipe that off, are you? Oh, yeah, you will. Look, you are smart. Then there's Wade out there, who's still got a bowed tendon. If you look on his left front, you can see it's blown up like a balloon. This is Ramses. He is the best, and he thinks so, and he's biting my hand. He is rather ignorant about putting things in his mouth. He's over 20 years old, and he's got a big old hoof. This is Benny. Benny with the burly forelock, because, you know, oh, sorry, buddy. Oh, look at that. Why are you making that face? Uh-oh. Okay. Brushing his teeth in the morning, I guess. And over here is Sheldon. They pick on Sheldon. Sheldon's named Sheldon because he's geeky, like Bazinga Sheldon. So he's a sweet horse. And he doesn't have the best form when he walks. I don't know if you can see his feet, man. He's like a ballerina, kind of toe out. He's got some stuff in his forelock too, although he's I guess a little bit head shy, yeah. Well, maybe not. You let me get that out. Well, shit, that's in there. We're gonna have to cut your hair, buddy. You're gonna have to get a haircut. So that's the horses, and yeah, they're all bad. All these horses are bad. They all got to go back. I'm sure the J of J&K would love to hear that. But, yeah, they're all being good, except for pinning his ears because he thinks I have something. Here, you want to check my pocket? Make sure I ain't got anything in there. You want to make sure I got anything? Benny? Benny, who the last time we had a storm, he won the race. He took out, if you can see that tape over there on the fence, he took out over 100 feet of fence. Took it out. There's hail coming down, beating the hell out of everything. They didn't have any of these shelters out here, that shelter or this blue shelter up here. Yeah, he won the race, man. He even went over another fence, and we think he bent a T-post with his front leg. And amazingly, his front leg is healed up very nicely. Look at that. Look at that. He just wants to be your friend, dude. They pick on Sheldon. They pick on him because they think he's weak, but he's really just smart. And he's kind of got some issues going on. And this guy is described as a biff. He pushes people around because he can, but he's not really a bad guy. But he probably will spit you off if you try to ride him and do some stuff. Yeah, like, see? I don't know if you saw that. He's pushy. Anyway, these are the horses. Look at them. Look at that. These are horses. Man, for about 4 to 6 hours, I jackhammered the hell out of this thing. I don't know if you can see the holes in it. Jackhammered all of it. And they put wire on the bottom. And the one thing they didn't cheap out on was a concrete mix. This is really, really good high-pressure concrete. I don't know what they mixed into it. Really good rock. They spent some money on that rock. If you tried to buy it now, I'm sure it'd be a bunch of money. But the concrete held up really well. I had to use a hay fork on the back of the tractor to lift these big slabs out. And yeah, one thing they also didn't cheap out on was the sand. They put a bunch of sand underneath this, and you can tell when they poured it, it was uneven. That helped me to break it up. Most of this pad was broken anyway. Eventually, we want an arena here. I don't know. And then there's this guy. You gonna say hi? His name's Hagrid. How'd you get out here? How did you get out here? He's Logan's brother from another mother. He's part Pyrenees and part what is it's an Italian dog. He's got that sheep-looking kind of coat, and he's also got Great Pyrenees in him. And he's super smart. He's figured out the dog door. He's figured out stairs. He slept through the night last night for the first time, all the way until 5:30 when I would be getting up anyway. And he didn't cry. So that's a new puppy. Come on out of there. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. He's like, I don't want to be caught. I don't want to be caught. Man, he's like doubled in weight and size in 2.5 weeks since we've had him. And he bites everything. He's biting my foot. All right, that's the end. That's the end of this one. I was hoping to have more funny video of me chasing a rooster around, trying to get him out of the other area. But this is it. See you guys.